Finally, this mother has coaxed a smile from her baby. For many parents, it's the second best moment after the birth itself. In their laboratory at the University of Munich, the two psychologists, Joschka Kärtner and Manfred Holodinsky, are observing smiling and laughter in babies. Does it emerge inevitably as soon as the brain is adequately developed at about 2 months? The researchers suspect that's not the case. They've found evidence by observing the development of infants in other societies, for instance here in Cameroon. For more than 10 years, colleagues of the researchers have been visiting the Inso people in rural Cameroon. Their video footage shows that children here are treated very differently from those in Western societies. Mothers always carry their babies close to their bodies, even when doing tasks around the house. Moments of face-to-face contact are usually the exception. And even when the mothers play intensively with their babies, the babies simply don't smile. Why is that? The behavior of parents evidently plays a larger role than brain development.
People there don't attach such importance to making a baby smile. They do it because they think it's good for the child's health or strengthens it. But they don't do it to give the child pleasure so that it smiles and laughs, or because they enjoy getting it to laugh and smile.
In Western societies, mothers usually hold or lay their babies down so they have eye contact. That way they can return their baby's first attempts to smile and reinforce them. The psychologists observe how this baby starts to smile, and the mother responds to it by smiling back, reinforcing the activity by imitating it. The baby coos, and the mother mimics that as well. In Cameroon, it's quite different. The mothers in the research videos hold their children in such a way that they have to turn their heads to make eye contact. When the babies are 2 months old, eye contact between mother and child is 5 times less than in Western societies. Carrying and co-sleeping, however, mean that rural Camerooni babies probably have more physical contact with their mothers.
There's a relation between social smiling and the idea that mothers in Western societies treat their children in a way that they become conscious of their inner lives early on. Mothers generally do this by establishing reciprocal eye contact and giving names to the baby's inner state. What do you want? Do you like this?
Mothers in the West try to reflect and reinforce their baby's feelings. The children respond to that and learn early to communicate their emotions. That goes down well here in Europe.
A child that we perceive as being happy, an infant that smiles socially, would possibly be perceived as overexcited in rural Cameroon, because there, a quiet and even-tempered child tends to be the ideal. And the other way around, a quiet and even-tempered child, which is the ideal in rural Cameroon, would possibly be seen as passive or too quiet here.
Do differing concepts of what's desirable influence children's further development? The psychologists are testing that with the mirror self-recognition test. A dot is casually put on this toddler's nose. Will he recognize it in the mirror and understand that he's the one wearing the dot? That's considered a sign that he perceives himself as a separate person. On average, in Western societies, children recognize themselves in the mirror at the age of 1.5. In Cameroon, at the same age, they usually take the mirror image to be a playmate. The psychologists have been able to determine that children in Cameroon don't discover their individuality until 6 months later. That fits. They live in a society in which community matters more than individuality, unlike in the West.
We have here in Western societies a very strongly individualistic orientation. People see themselves as unique individuals, and that's what we teach children, so that they see themselves as individuals separate from other people.
So completely unconsciously, parents guide the development of their children from the first day onwards, in a way that conforms to their society.